Alright, look, I haven't seen this game yet, so I don't know what I'll be titling this YouTube video, but there's no denying that many people on the internet are calling this particular Protoss versus Protoss the game of the year. Now, of course, last year, in the last couple of months of 2021, I think I uploaded like 4 videos with something along the lines of Game of the Year in the title, so maybe I'm not necessarily the best authority, but there's no denying that Mr. Harstem, when referring to this particular replay, even called it the game of the decade? I mean, it's got a lot of hype. So, I hope it's going to be able to live up to it. First off, in the top left-hand corner of Berlingrad, playing with the blue Protoss probes from Croatia, we have Goblin and his opponent in the opposite corner with the pretty pink Protoss probes. Normally only Mr. Zest plays with this color, but I've always been a fan of it. Anyways, we're looking at Krystianer's main nexus, and Krystianer is from Poland. Now, in case you're not familiar with either of these two players, it's because I don't really cover them all too often on the channel. I know I have featured Goblin in the past. He's definitely a fan of going for some cheeky strategies. Krystianer, though, I don't think I've ever casted a game of his before right here on YouTube. So both of them are right around rank 50 in the world right now, according to Aligalek. Goblin rank 53, Krystianer rank 47. So it's certainly an indication that they're very good at the game. And actually, okay, I haven't seen too many Goblin games recently, but apparently once more, he's gonna go for some cheekiness? I mean, it doesn't have to be, right? He is sending a probe, though, towards the bottom left-hand corner. Obviously, when you've got that image, it is definitely possible as well to just go ahead and build a pylon over here. Krystianer right now in the main base, he knows that the second pylon here of Goblin should be coming up. He also doesn't see it. So, okay. Oh, yeah, that's good. No, that's not good. Alright, he's not gonna find it anytime soon. Are we gonna go for some shenanigans here? Yeah, we are. Okay, so Stargate coming up already here for Goblin. Krystianer originally was gonna go to the bottom left-hand corner of this map first. Decided to go towards the top right, and I guess he's gonna... Well, if he makes a full loop with this probe, he's gonna find it eventually, but it's gonna take... I guess until the Oracle is gonna be out, right? This should be an Oracle start right here from Mr. Goblin. Anyways, even though the pylon is missing, apparently Krystianer not too concerned. He's gonna go for the sentry right here, double sentry even, into a Stalker as well. Alright. So, it is quite important that you know that this is coming up. So, the most likely locations have been checked in the top section of the map. 2 adepts for Goblin, though, are moving across as well, and that's going to make the scouting a little bit harder. At the very least, if they find that probe. Nexus on the low ground right now for Krystianer. Probe should probably chill over here, just so it can create the full wall off whenever these adepts try to shade in. Goblin trying to go for a bit of an anti-timing. Not showing up with those adepts right away. Alright. So we should see a pylon or a shield battery. There you go. Preventing those units from getting into the main base. Hallucinated Phoenix right now from Krystianer, checking the bottom left corner of the map as well, which is nice and all, but he did not find this Oracle start right here from Goblin. Alright, how good is this all gonna be? So now the adepts are gonna combine together with this Oracle. Hallucinated Phoenix in the main base doesn't scout much of anything. Okay, adepts actually managed to get in. Okay, so he tried to go for a force field right there, and this is gonna be a lot of worker losses. 4 workers already killed right there by the Oracle. Decides to actually be very safe with it. I wonder if it maybe could have gone for a couple more kills. Adepts want to get one more, and they do. So 7 workers killed so far here by Goblin, which is obviously a really good start. Second Oracle coming up as well. Generally speaking, you don't really need that Stargate that later on into the game anyways. So, yeah, even though eventually this will probably all be shut down in the bottom left-hand corner, the investment right here from Goblin has already paid off. That being said, of course, Nexus on the low ground was a little bit quicker for Krystianer. So he's going to be able to, well, pump out those workers 2 at a time. Nexus for Goblin here is going to finish up eventually as well. He's now making that transition inside of the main base towards a robo facility. Obviously now he's got these 2 oracles flying around as well, right? So keeping those alive is actually super nice. So oracles have a couple of useful skills. First up, they've got the pulsar beam, right? Which is what they use to, well, kill workers. They've got the stasis ward, and then they've also got revelation. Revelation is, there it is, a super useful skill. Costs only a little bit of energy, and you can reveal your opponent's army temporarily. And for obvious reasons, that's very good. Protoss in general doesn't see too much in the earlier stages of the game. Not until you get a bunch of observers around the map and maybe a couple of zealots positioned here and there, it's quite hard to actually, yeah, know exactly what your opponent is going for. So getting that vision right here and keeping those oracles alive is super critical. Rock, paper, scissors here has been played. Krystianer gotta go for the blink. Whereas on the other side of the map, we see some immortal production. That pretty much always favors the immortal player, of course. Just because the... Well, I mean, you can blink on top of them and pick off the immortals, but stalkers in general get absolutely torn to bits. Twilight Council here is a follow-up as well for Goblin. And it looks like we're both just, yeah, macroing up here for the time being. Okay. Krystianer... He knows that there's a couple of those oracles flying around. Ooh, a little bit concerned right there for, I guess, losing the sentry. Anyways, he knows that there's a couple of oracles flying around, so he doesn't want to put the Dark Shrine inside of the main base. So after getting proxied by a Stargate, he's like, wait a second, hold my beer. I can do you one better. I'm gonna go ahead and proxy a Dark Shrine instead. Sadly, even though this is a clever position, it does get scouted here. Obviously, the Robo facility is already out anyways, so yeah, an observer or two probably wouldn't hurt. Do you cancel at this point? I almost feel like you just cancel. Ah, then again. Even Dark Templar, when they are spotted, like Dark Templar are very useful, right? And just main engagements as well. At the very least, they can be very useful. Once upon a time, they were only ever used to like, haha, got you now, I win the game straight up with them. But these days, you do see them as core units as well. Oh, okay. Goblin, even though he hasn't seen too much. Yeah, there's 4 additional... He hasn't seen those gateways, has he? No. 4 additional gateways are coming up. He's already preparing right here with some stasis wards. Hallucinated Phoenix goes in right now. Yep, and he does see it. No, that... Okay. He should have seen it. He should have seen it. Okay, now he thinks about going for a low ground third base. I don't think that's what you want to do. Okay. Yeah, I didn't actually see the additional gateway, so maybe he assumes the opponent already expanded to a third base as well. Anyways, Dark Shrine did finish. Goblin does have a pretty scary army here, but yeah, 3 Immortals. I mean, 3 Immortals is a lot of Immortals. Obviously, they can go through those Stalkers pretty quickly. Krystianer has been adding on his own as well. I think with this amount of gates, though, so how many gateways do we have right now? So he's got 7 gateways right here going up against 5. I think, yeah, the ball is in Krystianer's court right now. He needs to get something done with the infrastructure he's put down. Adepts at the bottom section of the map as well, ready to shade in if the pink Protoss here decides to be aggressive. Stasis wards coming up on the high ground here as well as at the third base. Super important you notice that. You can kind of see the little shimmer there, obviously, so I think he noticed that one. He did. Adepts at the same time shading forward. Okay. He actually decides to hold on right here to the third base. Shield battery immediately gets shut down. So that Nexus is in a lot of trouble right now. Okay, there were a couple of Stalkers here available as well, so not that many workers are being killed. Double Immortal versus Triple Immortal. He's got Glaive the Depths here as well. He decides to blink very aggressively, trying to pick off those Immortals in pink. It worked out so far. Goblin, though, running dangerously low on one of his own Immortals. I think the Nexus is still going to die no matter what, right? Yeah, so he decided to go for Glaive the Depths here. Careful, careful, careful. Okay, that stasis is almost grabbing the entire army. Yeah, I don't think he wanted to really hold on there to the third base, but it doesn't really matter all too much either. He kept all of the heavy hitters alive. Really? 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 Alright. Yeah, Glaive to Depths are pretty good, but they're also not, like, amazing, right? I'm always a little bit conflicted when it comes to Glaive to Depths. They're, yeah, quite decent against those Stalkers. The problem is, obviously, that Glaive to Depths have just... Well, Adepts in general have much shorter range. So against Blink, it should always favor the Stalkers, right? Careful, careful. Okay, well, this time around, he doesn't get it. Okay, I think maybe the Oracles have been raiding a little bit, or maybe a couple more Adepts came in. Either way, Stalkers were left behind. Goblin going for a Robo Bay here as a follow-up, as well as the +1 ground weapons. Stasis Ward is going to wear off, and the Immortals are having an absolute blast. Not entirely sure if you want to put the Stalkers right on top of the Adepts, though, and negate some of that advantage that you get from having those Stalkers out. Anyways, good set of force fields. Once again, looks like one of the Immortals eventually does go down. Those Immortals have been keeping Mr. Goblin alive, though. Yeah, wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more targeting on them as well. Anyways, Krystianer, recognizing here that the opponent put a lot of money into a bunch of structures that didn't really do much. So he's going to try and see if he can push forward. He does have a nice little army advantage here. But now the Disruptors are coming up for Goblin as well. And Disruptors, of course, can change the tide of battle very quickly. No blink available here for Krystianer. Obviously, Shade is still quite nice, and you can just kind of like split and box your units around against Disruptor Purification Novas too, but it does make the game a little bit trickier. Oracle's still providing a ton of value here. Okay. Disruptor will be out very soon. Reinforcements coming up here for Krystianer with that Prism as well. Okay. Oh my god, we're on the wrong side! Ah! He won himself in fully. Sadly, not getting the Disruptor to the low ground as quickly as he probably would have liked to. Alright, here we go. Yeah, 2 sentries is obviously a good start, but I think it could have already had a second Nova off. Okay, maybe not quite, but... Anyways, nice push right here by Krystianer, though. Breaking the opponent's natural expansion after breaking the 3rd base as well. Tons of workers are going down, and now the Adepts are getting into the main base as well. This is actually a really good position. Does he decide to shade on top of it? He does. Disruptor, okay, will be saved right there by the shield battery. Another Purification Nova does go off. I think that may have killed a couple of friendly units as well, though. There's a lot of things moving around right now, and I didn't pay very close attention to exactly what it sniped. Either way, absolute chaos right here at the 11-minute mark. Disruptors, of course, do deal friendly fire as well. A couple of Stalkers right here. I think those are the ones maybe defending at home. No, now with the Prism out, yeah, oh my god, he's actually going to be forced to warp in all the way from the natural. Anyways, I think those were the additional Stalkers that went across the map that were working on Nexus on the low ground. Goblin actually sniping the Cybernetic Core right now is not a bad idea. Okay, another good Purification Nova, though. Like, Novas are so nice, right? Yeah, when you don't have Blink... Ooh, now he's kind of awkwardly stuck in his corner. When you don't have your Prism, you don't have Blink. You can't really maneuver those Protoss units around very well. Goblin showing us what he's made of right now with some excellent Blink Stalker Micro. More Adepts get into not the base. Alright, alright, alright. Now, if people are calling this the game of the year, right? Things are supposed to get crazy from this moment on. Because up to this point, I mean, it's been a pretty wild game. It's been very action-packed. It's been a lot of fun to see, you know, the proxies and the variety in playstyles right here, where we have one player going for the Glaive the Depths and the other one going for the Immortal Stalker-based army instead, the more classical approach, right? It's been fun up to this point, but I'm not calling it Game of the Year just yet. Nope, not doing it. Okay, now apparently the follow-up here is going to be a couple of randomly timed Dark Templar. Goblin does have an Observer out, it's right in front. The Observer is protecting the natural expo, so those DTs shouldn't be able to get that much work in. Obviously, Shadow Stride is always a research you can go for. It's not actually that expensive. It just takes about 7 years to produce. I think it's 100 minerals, 100 gas, isn't it? So that's the Dark Templar Blink research. Obviously, both players don't have a lot of eco, so I'm talking as if 100 minerals, 100 gas is not a lot. But both players are... Krystianer right now at 35 workers, Goblin at only 29. Okay, we've got ourselves... What? Krystianer has got a Nexus building in the bottom left. Goblin is just barely unable to see this. Although I'm fairly certain that a probe, yeah, is gonna, reveal this eventually. Consciousness awakened. He's trying to be 700 IQ right here with his proxy location. Probably could have been a little bit smarter about it, though. Anyways, alright. Goblin moving towards the bottom left-hand corner. Just checking out if it's only a pylon, if there's only... if there's also a base attached to it. Nexus in the bottom left will be found. At the same time, the Adepts right here on the left side of the map also were found. Those Stalkers are like, don't mind if I do. I would like to pick up a couple of those Adepts. Adepts, though, already running towards the right side of the map. Yeah, Goblin at this point wants to take out that Nexus in the bottom left. Stargate finally found. Krystianer realizing why his opponent suddenly realized what was going on. A lot of low HP Stalkers as well from Goblin, though. That's the only downside of having really good micros. Sometimes you think your army is better than it actually is. Because you look at the Stalker count, right? Not so much the health count. Ooh, nice blink. Although I feel like you probably wanted to blink to the bottom there rather than into the Stalkers. But anyways. At the same time, on the other side of the map, the Dark Templar, okay. Well, one of them managed to get into the main base. I think the other one may have got... No. There's a lot of moving parts in this game so far. Yeah, there's a base or a base raise on the bottom left as well. Goblin really wants to try and see if he can kill it, and it looks like he successfully pushed his opponent away from that expansion. Disruptors! Oh my god, so dangerous, right? There's only so many screens you can look at. Where you're fighting against the Depths and Dark Templar, and you're trying to micro your Disruptors around the map as well. It's very easy to accidentally walk into one of those Purification Novas. You really have to ramp up your speed. Alright, and I think that the Nexus eventually does go down, but like, at what cost? Because that is gonna be an awful lot of dead Stalkers, no? You should recall, probably. Shouldn't he? Yeah. Okay. Decides to recall. Disruptor gets picked off. Stalker got picked off. Second Disruptor looks like it stayed alive. Goblin managed to hold on to his own bases as well. So despite the fact that the Dark Templar did get some kills, wasn't the end of the world. That being said, he's only got 13 workers remaining. Krystianer now doubling the opponent's economy with 26. Is it going to be one of those games? Is it going to be one of those ridiculously scrappy games? Because we're now 16 minutes almost into this. And I would say Krystianer is slightly ahead here because of the economy. But I do like Goblin's army quite a bit better here. He just hasn't really got the opportunity to go for a third base yet. I mean, he's been trying. It hasn't been for a lack of trying, obviously, but... Observer here coming in on the left side. Yeah, never count out a man with Disruptors. You may have twice his economy, but Disruptors are still Disruptors. I have seen and I've lost many games to Disruptors. I've also won games with Disruptors, for what it's worth. Where I really shouldn't have been able to, but they just get the one lucky Nova. It's a very explosive game. Oh my god, did we just once again pass by each other? Oh my god, okay, so Krystianer just... Okay, just magically managed to walk by the opponent's army. Goblin was ready to take out the opponent's third base as one. It looks like he will be able to force the council there, but now all of a sudden in the main base, Krystianer is taking out all of the important structures right here for Goblin. Goblin, okay, going for an hallucinated immortal to make himself look more impressive than he actually is. I think he needs to not be so indecisive, though. Yeah, he was thinking about going back home, and he was thinking about taking out the Dark Shrine. I think he should have made a beeline straight for the natural, or just recalled right away. Anyways, soon Goblin is not going to have any economy anymore. A couple of Dark Templar here in the mix as well, which I do still really like. That being said, even though I did mention that the blue Protoss player here won't have a lot of eco anymore, he's only got 3 probes. Krystianer now also losing his own natural expo, and the main base is not going to be too far behind. Next is number 2 in the bottom left-hand corner, acquired here by Krystianer. That's where he's got the majority of his workers chilling as well. So 3 probes here. They are with the army. Goblin does have 400 minerals in the bank, so he can actually remake a Nexus. So if he really likes this location for... Well, that's a bad location. If he really likes this location or the one up here, he could, well, start up a new life, right? Move out of your parents' place, start up a new life. Why in the... No, bro! Why go for the base that has no money on it? I don't think I agree. Anyways, Hallucinated Phoenix. This is an important one. Moving towards the bottom left-hand corner. Goblin realizing that something's... Oh, okay, yeah, he does see it. I thought it was barely not in the right spot. Anyways, he does notice right there that the opponent is once more trying to construct the Nexus in the bottom left. Keep in mind that detection is also a critical game over here. And hold up. I mean, Goblin has got an observer. Or sorry, he's got no observer, but he does have he does have an Oracle here. Oracle, of course, very capable of revealing those Dark Templar as well. But yeah, if there's no detection available, those Dark Templar can just sort of kill everything. You can kill the Dark Templar too with Disruptor Novas, but not quite ideal. Alright. I think we're getting closer to Game of the Year territory. Because now things are about to get wild. Goblin, 3 workers remaining. Krystianer's got 8. Krystianer is more than doubling his opponent's economy with 8 probes. That's less workers than you start the game with. You gotta be so cautious though, man. Okay. He doesn't know, right? Like, the problem is we have full vision. We know exactly how much there actually is out there. But Krystianer doesn't know if the opponent still had like a dozen workers with him, right? Same for Goblin. Goblin's trying to get a scout in the bottom left. I think he's seen a couple of probes right there from the high ground. But was he paying attention at that exact moment to that hallucinated Phoenix when it flew by? It's really hard to actually determine what your situation is in a game like this. You may assume your opponent has got all the eco in the world. Deny it. Yep. I love that he was actually sitting there. He was sitting there waiting, I think. I don't know if that was intentional for the hallucinated Phoenix, but it worked out brilliantly once again, keeping Goblin in the dark for a little while longer. That one Immortal, though, man. Yeah, that one Immortal is super nice. The Disruptor's okay. I've decided to go back to the natural. Fair enough. One hero, Dark Templar, working on the main base of the opponent as well, and I think that all of those structures are soon going to be toast. I think Goblin is going to be forced to remake things in the bottom left-hand corner. The problem is, obviously, with this many pylons going down as well, things get very hectic because you can't actually warp anything in. Disruptor Purification Nova, used preemptively right there. Couple of Stalkers right there got killed, and another one bites the dust. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that Oracle is actually one of the most important units right now. I like that Goblin is just sort of parking it right there in the bottom right. Because he fully knows that without it, he's just going to be destroyed by a bunch of DTs. So remember when I considered canceling the Dark Shrine? Yeah. I think that Krystianer made the right call in not doing so. Alright. Goblin slowly building up some economy of his own again, but it's going to take about 7 years. Eventually the Dark Shrine will be killed, but there's still 2 DTs available. If we could warp in a couple more, that would be nice, but okay. So, they're sprinkled around the map, scouting for new bases in the top right-hand corner. Okay, careful, dude. Stasis wards are actually so expensive now. I mean, Revelation, how much is it? Is it like 25 energy? I think it's 25 energy and it lasts for 15 seconds. I think that's... Anyways, I'm just a little concerned for those Dark Templar absolutely tearing everything that Goblin has apart. Hello, 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 what are we doing? Oh my god, he just lost a couple Stalkers again for free. I think over the last couple of minutes, another one bites the dust. Look at that. I think over the last couple of minutes, we've seen Krystianer lose like 6 or 7 Stalkers for essentially free. Pretending to be a Dark Templar over here. Here's the Dark Templar. Don't know if this is the hero that killed all the stuff in the main base. Blink is still going to be quite nice. Oracle probably needs to use his Revelation ability. Okay. The Oracle is just so cautious. You can't send the Oracle towards the bottom left to kill workers, right? Are you brave enough to do so, Goblin? There's one Dark Templar already lying in wait. No, I don't think you can do it. But it's very tempting. It's very tempting to try. Oh my god, I think he is doing it! He is doing it! He just set up a couple of stasis wards here. The Disruptors are left behind. He probably realizes that he's killed a lot of his opponent's Stalkers, so he should probably be able to get a decent enough trade. New units, though, are trickling out of those gateways in the bottom left corner as well. So, Krystianer, yeah, he's got a lot better eco, right? 18 versus 3 workers. Never have I casted a game where someone has 6 times the economy of the opponent. When you've only got 18 workers? Okay. He was thinking about doing it anyways. Where'd the Oracle go? Okay. The Oracle's pretty much impossible to see on the minimap. Okay, now it's a little bit easier. He's looking for little shimmers, right? So if you don't have Revelation, or you don't have them revealed, all you see is just a little blur. If you can catch those units, I think that Goblin wins, because then he can just go straight for the offensive. Hallucinated Stalkers right now. Stalkers actually, well, the main unit here. Putting them in front. Okay, he found one of the DTs. He found one of the DTs. Oracle, Oracle, Oracle. Okay, Revelation. One of the DTs does end up going down. Nicely done right there by Goblin, getting the snipe. At the same time, though. Okay, now he's got some photon cannons over here. I don't think this one can really do a lot of damage either. That one's gonna have to get on out of there. Goblin right now smells blood in the water. Goes for a move in the bottom left-hand corner. Nice blink right there by Krystianer. These workers are toast. Well, actually, you know what? I thought they would be toast, but they actually end up getting a pretty decent surround on a couple of the hallucinated phoenixes. This is an awkward spot, man. This is a very awkward spot. That one Immortal providing so much additional beef. Dark Templar there did get killed by the photon cannons inside of that natural of the opponent. That used to be Krystianer's natural, but now it's Goblin's. It's a complex match, guys. Bear with me. Okay, Purification Nova buying so much time. Stalkers in blue are starting to run low on health, though. Right? Again, that really good micro here from Goblin. I mean, it's keeping his units alive, so it's definitely a good thing, but it can also make you overestimate the strength of your actual force. Immortal? Oh my god, the Immortal is so low. Neither player really has money to rebuild their bases, by the way. So Krystianer at this point only one worker. This Nexus is actually super critical. If he loses that Nexus, that's it. Oh my god, the Immortal goes down. Another Stalker gets picked off as well. Krystianer all of a sudden tightening up his micro quite a bit. Needs to be very careful. Okay. Oh my god, he forces a recall. He forces a recall. Gets another Disruptor and a Stalker. No, actually, I think it was 2 Stalkers. Okay. So what are we doing now? Goblin, with 3 workers, is now tripling his opponent's economy. He's tripling his opponent's eco, so he's doubling down on the static defense. This photon cannon, I mean, I guess all photon cannons are built in gold. Now, this is actually really bad for Krystianer. With a good timing on a Purification Nova, he might just be able to snatch them as he gets out of stasis. That's pretty much impossible unless you get pixel perfect control. Do you look at the clock? How do you know? Okay, he's gonna try. He's gonna try. He's gonna try! He gets it! Oh my god! That was so sick by Goblin. Oh, okay. Okay. That was a beautiful move. It is so hard to actually get that perfect. I was thinking maybe you look at the clock and you know the exact timing and then you can like send it in. Might be the best way of doing it, most reliable one anyways, but could also just play by game sense and game feel, but quite a bit harder. Anyways, it's 5 Stalkers versus 3. The 3 Stalkers though are joined by 4 Disruptors. Now that the oh my god, yeah. Kill it, get out. Oh my god, okay. If you decided to go for that final probe kill? No, there's another one too. I actually think that was one of the most important moves though, because losing the Oracle here would really suck. Like, that's gonna continuously put pressure right now on Krystianer, and it's gonna allow, well, I mean, Goblin does have the eco advantage here, but he's taking the opponent's nat. I actually think if he would have taken this one, he would have been in a much better spot. Because now, yeah, sure, he's got more workers than the opponent, but he also only has 50 minerals right here. Hold up, actually. Goblin is saving up his last money. Does he get enough? No, he doesn't have enough. He needs more resources. He needs a long distance mine before he can actually afford another Nexus. The math does not add up. He's gonna be like 20 minerals. It doesn't add up, rather. He's gonna be like 20 minerals short, yeah. He cannot afford another Nexus right now. Oh my god. No! Krystianer rebuilding a pylon in the bottom left. A very precious pylon made out of pure gold. It's a huge diamond, man. The biggest diamond, the biggest pink diamond we've ever found. Pink diamonds are they're exceptionally rare. Oracle once again, careful. Is he trying to bait them? I think he's trying to bait them into the stasis ward. Yeah, if he can get them into stasis ward, then suddenly it's gonna be an easy game, huh? He needs to long distance mine some probes to, yeah, he's gonna try and exactly do that. Okay. One probe goes down. Nope, it does not. Goblin, now going up against Krystianer with 9 workers. Krystianer slowly rebuilding his army off of 1 gateway. Alright, he needs to do 1 little trip right here with these probes. Then he can afford another Nexus. Okay. That should do it. That should do it. Okay. Whoa, that was so close. He sees the little shimmer. He must have seen the little shimmer. He must have noticed that little shimmer there. I think actually Goblin could have picked off one of his opponent's stalkers. Nexus, okay, in an aggressive position. That's, by the way, an early game Oracle, right? Like, that's an Oracle that's been alive since, like, the, I don't know, 4-minute mark? It's once again thinking about moving in towards the bottom left. Krystianer's got 2 stalkers over there. Nexus here in a little bit of trouble. Another gateway is coming up right now here for the pink Protoss player. He's trying to kill this base. Yeah, the static defense here, man. Like, that was expensive. It helped against those Dark Templar, but those Dark Templar paid for themselves like 4 times over. In a game like this, that's absolutely massive. Okay. Careful, 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 careful! Oh, bro, he didn't see that one, did he? Oh, he does not know how lucky he just got. Just a Twilight Council and a gas, okay. Maybe he did see it, I don't know, maybe he did. A new base has been made right here for Goblin. While he's been struggling to get a new Nexus up and running, Krystianer, yeah, got 19 workers once more. He's now producing off of 2 gates. He's even making a new Nexus a little bit further up north. These hero stalkers right over here are getting some incredible value. Okay, that was... just as I was complimenting him. Alright, Goblin, are we gonna go 2 for 2? I think we should try and go 2 for 2. That being said, Krystianer right now putting the additional units towards the rest of the army. There's quite a few stalkers available right now here for the pink Protoss player. A little too early. A little too early. This time around, he doesn't get it, but another Stasis Ward is available as well. Target that one down. He does get it, but that's 2 stalkers for the price of 1. Okay, maybe he can get another one. Probes right here dealing some damage too. Okay, Goblin. 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 You gotta get it, man. You gotta get 2 for 3. You gotta have it. Like, don't be early. A premature purification Nova. Dude, okay, he's got 2 of them. Nice split right there by Krystianer. 1 stalker only remains right now, though, for Goblin. And additional stalkers are coming up right here. Oracle pulled away as well from its duties. I think eventually, in an incredible, well, 33-minute long game. I guess it's gonna be like 33. Oh my god, that purification Nova. Oh my god. Oh, this should be a win for Krystianer is what I'm getting at, right? Oh my god. Well, suddenly we see a little bit of slippiness right here, but it's not enough. Eventually, Krystianer obtains the victory in a beautiful game of StarCraft 2. Hey, if you made it all the way until the end of this video, please take the 1 second that it takes to hit the like button. It really does help. Thank you very much.